I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I do not like this setup. And you will see why in a second. Because, now I know about the long hose. I've been here several times, but it's been years. It's a while. That's long enough right there, right? But we gotta go back there too. I thought this was a pump off. I remembered it being a pump off. But anyway, it's been like 3 years. So it's gonna be a long setup. And the worst part about it is the truck, the nose of the truck is pointed down, folks. And that is bad. I'll explain later. Everybody, well, we're about to see a complex site. A site that, well, I showed you a few minutes ago. I showed you how it's gravity, but what we're gonna do is we're pumping it. I've been here at least half a dozen times, maybe a dozen, I don't know, but it's been a long time. And it's mist and rain here, so I took the hood off, but I got the freaking rain jacket on. It's just kind of nasty. But as you can see, I mean, the more and more I looked at it, there was a lot of disadvantage. And if I pulled up just a little bit, I switched my balance to where the front of the truck and trailer were at a, you know, basically level, maybe just a little bit of advantage there of height. But this again is a complex site, and it just is. So what you got here is we're gonna have to split 3 and 1 in the first one, and then 2,500 and 1 in the next one. And they can hold about 4,500 a piece. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not want to do this. I didn't want to. I'll tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to be cute. Sometimes being cute does not do the job. And I'm going to tell you why I'm pumping it. Yeah, that's a lot of hose, ain't it? The reason I'm pumping it is because essentially, I mean, it's just a long ways. 1, 2, 3 hoses. The reason I'm pumping it is basically because this is uphill. I am uphill. This concrete slab, I don't know if you can see it, but it is definitely, I mean, 8 or 10 inches. It is uphill to that big circle piece of steel manhole. It's uphill. So then it's back downhill 8 inches or so down to your tank. What would happen is, and I run into this just 2 weeks ago at a middle school, had to pull out 3 pieces of hose, the whole 9 yards. And when I got the hose all laid out and I got it going, when you get fuel in the hose, man, you just got to go with your situation, at least until you change a compartment. But I just hung with it, and we did what we had to do. And if I had to do it over again, I actually called my boss. He's 58, I'm 50, but he's been in this business for his whole life. His dad raised him in this business. So I called Jason up. I'm like, hey man, what would you do in this situation? He said, I would have pumped it. He said, you know, you wouldn't have to deal with any cleaning out the hose or anything like that. Well, you still got to clean your hose out, but you're doing it with pressure. You're not doing it with gravity and your back and your arms. You're really just doing it with your arms. You're picking the hose up a little bit, and it pushes, the air pressure pushes it on. This is a very unique site. When I was here before, I would be going 2 tanks at a time, 2 compartments at a time, but it would take me 15 minutes to get set up. Well, this took me less time to set up, and but I started to set it up old school, gravity. I was like, you know what? If I spill a red rock of freaking dye here, they're gonna kill me. And I remember one time, like, rolling up hoses and spilling a hand, I mean, enough to cover the hand, and they went nuts. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna nip this in the bud. Hey, we're not sticking nothing today, guys. We're not sticking anything. They just printed a Vita-Root and we roll. This is the Cherry Point Marine Corps Air Station. Home of, they got F-35s, they got Harriers still, I think. And I think they got Ospreys here too. I may be wrong about that. I think they're just at New River Air Station, which, by the way the crow flies, is only about 20 miles, maybe even 15. But man, it takes forever to get there. It would take some time to get there now. Hour and a half, you got to go around the creek, pretty much, or around the river. So, what have we learned here today? Not necessarily to keep it simple, because gravity is keeping it simple, but what is simple is sometimes hard. Simple steps, hard effort. This is more complex, got a little bit more going on in the chain, but it will be simple at the end. The cleanup will be simple, it'll be safer as far as, you know, losing fuel or whatever. So I really like this a whole lot better. But Jason told me, he said, you go back over there to that elementary school, man, pump that thing off. And I got to thinking about that. You learn something new. If you don't, you're dead, or you're not paying attention. So you learn something new every day. I'll do a little video on the back side of this after the cleanup and everything. And hey, if I make a mess, I'll do a video of that too. So now, what have I done? I have disconnected, cut another hose, and brought it up. That's just trying to reduce any possible deal leak. The reason I have 2 heads right here for a circle. The one that's on the top here, the one right here, I picked him out first. It didn't have a cap here, and it has this adapter, which 99.99999% of the time, I don't care. But I didn't have a spare cap, and I didn't want a leak. I just don't want a leak. I don't want to make the phone call. So thus, you know, with my older sight to sight change, sometimes it's vicious and get in and out. But sometimes it's about getting in and out. That's what it is most of the time. But this right here, it's all about not spilling. I'll tell you what, I was watching another guy's videos on YouTube. I went to Solution. He taught me something. He's a lot younger than me in this business, but he taught me something I did not know about the Scully system. I'll point to his video in the comments and you learn more than I'm going to go over here. I'll go over the Scully system eventually. But this top line is what the rack uses. I know that. Didn't teach me anything there. Compartment 1 through 5. Up to compartment 8. In other words, if you had 8 compartments, which compartment's got 5. This trailer's got 4. But the point of this is I never understood what, or really cared, what these retained sensors are about. they are to tell if you've got anything in the bottom of your trailer, anything left. My God, what an amazing thing. Why in the world have I gone 8 years? Number one, I've driven I have pulled a couple trailers that one of them was within 6 months old, and one of them was 3 years old. And I have never seen anything. This is not working because of maintenance or whatever. That's not working because nobody in the Selma area evidently buys, you know, when they spec out a trailer, they're not specing out the retained sensors. Guys, good Lord, man, that's kind of necessary, I think. It could save a lot of people a lot of hurt, a lot of headache, a lot of aggravation, a lot of miles, a lot. Anyway, I'm done. I'm gonna clean this up. I hope when we're done, I'll be right back. All right. Not a drop. Drop. I leave them open so they can see locks on. I'm not screwing with the locks. It's gonna flush not a drop. Well, that was pretty neat. Went inside, got the bills signed. One of the base kernels. There's only probably a couple base kernels out here, so 2 or 3 at the most. And Colonel walked in. I saluted. She saluted back. Yeah, she young too. But I said, I've never served, but I'm a saluting. Anyway.